And in the co-main event, we got a rematch of an epic fight. I don't think we're going to see anything less. The second time these guys throw down, Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. It was going to be Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker, which everyone was looking forward to. That was going to be just an absolute war, but I don't think that this fight is that much worse. So I'm definitely excited for it. I mean, both fighters have to deal with the layoff recent losses, so I think it's a fair matchup. Gaethje, he produces every single time in terms of entertainment, and the first time these guys fought, him and Fiziev put on a really good fight. Fiziev, he's only had one fight since the Gaethje fight. He got injured versus Gamrot, and then it's been a year and a half since we've seen him. He's been asking for fights online, so seems like he's been kind of hungry, but the UFC hasn't been able to fill him in the right spot, and probably called him here since he's been online asking for fights, and he accepted it, so shout out to him. And for Gaethje, it's been 11 months after the knockout loss to Max Holloway, and we're going to see if he's able to bounce back from that, because it was definitely a ton of accumulated damage and then a big knockout loss. So Gaethje has bounced back before, but you only have so many of those wars in you. But I think this fight is going to be similar to the first fight, honestly. Gaethje early on has to be careful, tight defensively. He can't let Fiziev close the gap and land heavy hooks inside or some crazy spinning stuff. He showed he could take Fiziev's power in their last fight, but now with more damage on the meter, he has to be careful. But at range, when they're playing that tit-for-tat game, Gaethje just is more impactful, and he has to be patient like the first fight. When Fiziev is at his freshest and fastest, Gaethje should just worry about landing counters, landing jabs, leg kicks, banking damage for the second and third round, not opening up too much. Once Fiziev gets a little more tired, that's where Gaethje can pick it up. In the pocket, Fiziev normally is way too fast for guys and hits too hard. They're too scared to stay in there. But Gaethje is extremely brave, and he hits like a truck. So when they're in those exchanges in the pocket, Gaethje has the durability to take the shots, and then he's hitting you with harder offense. And to beat Gaethje, you need to be able to fight long with straight punches down the middle. You have to be able to kind of feint Gaethje from range, pull him out, and then land from long distance. And Fiziev's a pocket fighter. He does his best offense on the inside. He's 5'8", so I just don't think he's going to be able to win it at range. I just don't see it. If Gaethje is so diminished, he gets clipped and KO'd, maybe it's time to hang him up. But I think this is a good spot for him once again. The first time they fought, I thought the speed would be too much for him, but he proved in the first fight that he could adjust, and that I just think he's going to wear the damage a little better. I also don't know exactly how Fiziev's going to look. I mean, dude, you got to really get yourself ready for a war with Justin Gaethje, and I don't think he's the type of guy to accept a short notice fight with. So I think it's safe to say Gaethje is going to have a clear conditioning edge down the stretch. I know sometimes Gaethje slows down, but I think he has more heart, and I predict a Gaethje win here. I'll say he wins another decision.